truly one of the things um, that I see that really attribute to a lot of issue is, God made us men to work the fields. I mean, like we're supposed to have a good hard day's work, like physical work. That's what we're supposed to do. And it's not just a physical process, it's a mental process. I mean, when I treat people for pornography addiction, um, what I give them is things I'm like, man, I want you to start coming up with these tasks, these small tasks, 5 minute tasks, things you can get done in 5 minutes, and things you can get done in a couple hours, both inside and outside. And you're going to go to that list when you have the urge to use, because in there is a cyclical process of completion. All right. And so, and most guys know this. Any guy that has cut their own grass and finished cutting the grass and then looked, stood on their porch and looked and was like, man, look at what I did. Look how good that looks. That feeling that you get is that feeling that you want. And so that's what we need. And God has made us that way. I mean, we even see it in the cycles of the year. I mean, there's a planting season, there's a nurturing, growing season, a working season, there's a harvesting season, and then there's a rest season. And that's what our day is supposed to look like. I mean, God knows what he's doing when he made us. I mean, it's like this is just what everything looks like for us. And so when we get into something, when I see guys come in and they're like, yeah, they're angry all the time, they start being more solitary because they stay away from the family, because not because of the depression, but because they don't know how to manage that emotions, and it's better to just be away from people than it is to try, as far as what their process of thinking, to be away from people and try to figure it out because we're fixers, than to be a part of it and talk about it, and which we're not good at. We've not been brought up to be good at. And so when we do things to where we engage in the processes that God had us be a part of, or I see guys who have been working in fields to where there's no actual end to what they're doing. It's just the same thing day in and day out. Then I see the same behavior a lot, where they're just like, there's no meaning, there's no purpose. I go in and I press that bumper out in that machine every day. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. There's gonna be 1,000 more buttons I gotta hit to make that bumper come out. It's they don't see progress. They don't see the harvest of their work. And so that's a big struggle for guys. They have to see that and have that completion. So so it's just being mindful and cognizant of those things, of what is it that's actually causing guys to do that, but we don't have the emotional maturity to really recognize that. So when they come into my office and they need help with that, I kind of dig into what's going on. What does life look like? And it's not always the same exact thing, but it's always very, very similar in what goes on. Predominantly, that's what it looks like.